Hey BookTube, good evening. Welcome to Jack's Reading Corner. I am Jack, and I don't know if this might be a waste. I might just delete this video, but I just had a thought about hyped books. I just thought it's kind of, I've always found that really incredibly interesting. Now, I don't know if I can have a lot to say. It's worth a video, and if I feel like I don't, I'll probably just delete this video, so it won't matter. But I wanted to try and see if I could do a long enough video to talk about it. I just had this random idea and figured, go and do it now because I'm always fishing for new types of videos to make other than listing books that I have and stuff like that. And by the way, I apologize. My voice sounds even more nasally than usual because I think I'm coming down with a cold. So I will, as always, when I have a cold, try to be as clear and precise as possible. But like I said, it might not even matter, and I might delete this video anyway. I just thought I'd, share some thoughts on book hype. So I was just watching, I was on Facebook because I'm one of those people who still uses Facebook, and they were talking about this book called, let me see if I can, oh good, the screen didn't disappear. Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. And she was talking about how this person was sharing how she was reading that book in some book group we have on Facebook, and then another person responded saying, I'm reading it too and I love it. And then one of the last comments that you can see on there said that I read it too, but I don't get the hype. Like, I like the book and I find it interesting, but it wasn't like it wasn't that, wow for me. I mean, that's my word, not theirs. And I just find it very interesting how people, like, get so hyped about a book, but then other people, when they read it, after, getting, like, hearing all the hype about it, all of a sudden they're interested in the book. And then when they read it, for them, it's like, oh, it's okay, it was good and everything, but it wasn't, oh my god, like everybody else is thinking. And, and I guess in a way I kind of participated in it too, because there were some books like King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. Where are the other ones? Not that one. Let me see. I reorganized my bookshelf again, and now it's Rainbow Shelf. Let's see, what were they? The Gilded Wolves by Roshni Chokshi and Wicked Saints. I just thought those novels were very hyped and very popular. And for King of Scars and Gilded Wolves, there were a lot of people who loved those books, but then there are people, well, more so with Gilded Wolves, there were more people that loved it. But then other people were just disappointed with both those books. Like, with King of Scars, people were expecting it to be all about Nikolai, and it was, in a way, but it wasn't centered completely around him. So people or at least there were different points of view, and part of the story was from the point of view of a character from Six of Crows duology. And people were disappointed. And then Gilded Wolves, it was compared to Six of Crows. But again, people were like, oh, it's, oh my god, it's compared to Six of Crows. But then they read it, it's like, oh, it's nothing like Six of Crows. Or, oh, Six of Crows was better. And it's just, I find it so interesting how people can, like, get so hyped up about a book. And then a lot of people happen to like the book, but then then the other people who listen to the hype, some of them will read it and be like, I don't know why it was so popular, why people were so hyped about this book. And basically, I feel like with hype, I feel like it's very, I think, subjective, or it might be objective. I don't know which. Let me look up the word. 1 second. Sorry about that. I gotta look up a certain word. Um. I also got to tickle my throat too. Yay. Okay, so subjective is person. Okay, subjective, and then the definition of objective. Oh, okay. So I did use it. I used the word objective before when talking about sharing my thoughts on something else recently about like people's opinions on characters. I was talking to my friend, so luckily I used the right word when I was talking about how people should be more objective, and it's almost impossible to be objective when it comes to characters that you really like favorite characters. You know when I, but yeah, it's very. I feel like hype is subjective because it's people in everybody's perspectives on a book and their feelings on a book are definitely subjective because books aren't universal. I mean, the idea of reading books can be universal, but specific books aren't necessarily universal. We all are drawn to different things. Everybody has different taste. Like some people really love nonfiction, others, such as myself, appreciate nonfiction, and I do want to get into it more, but don't absolutely love it. And then there are some people who love like thrillers, and like I lean towards mysteries, and there's some people who love sci-fi and some who love fantasy and so on and so forth. We all have such different tastes. And I feel like it's very risky because I don't think any book, even if it's super popular, doesn't necessarily mean everybody's gonna love it. And I personally don't like. Now, this person, of course, was, just like, oh, I just don't get it. But there are some people I feel like almost take it personally when a book does not meet the hype. When they're told that it's so awesome, and then they read and they're like, oh, it's just okay. Why is it so hyped? Like, I don't get it. I don't get the appeal. I'm trying to think of an example of that, of a book that I feel like was super hyped, but there were other people like, I don't get it. So it's not that great. Like, there are some people like personally offended by it. If they are told that a book is really great, and then they personally read and they're like, no, it's not that great. Which I think is personally silly because it's like I said, it's subjective. Just because a lot of people love a book does not mean that you're gonna love it. And I think it's a little unfair to judge the people that loved it. It doesn't mean they're not genuine if they hype it up because they just happen to like it. You might not be as crazy about it as they are, but it doesn't mean that it's not legit, that in their eyes it was a good book and it was an amazing book. Like people say, that Sarah J. Maas is overrated. And and I gotta admit, I'm starting to. I still want to read her books. I'm going to read Empire of Storms at some point, but I still want to continue. Like she started a new series, and I do want to read her books that are connected to the ACOTAR series. I still want to read her books, but I gotta admit, I'm not as into her anymore. I'm not as obsessed. But people act like, some people how dare you hype up Sarah J. Maas? And it's like, well, because there are a lot of people who love her books. And yes, they're not perfect. But it doesn't mean just because it has like grammatical errors or it has more, it's not like diverse enough, which I'm not saying that we shouldn't have diversity books. And I definitely think authors should try more to put diversity in their books, but it doesn't mean that just, that, yeah, there are flaws in her writing, there are flaws in what, but it doesn't mean, it's not like people are purposely trying to spite you and, like, promote Sarah J. Maas because, oh, you don't like her, so I'm gonna rub it in your face that she's so popular. It's just, that they happen to enjoy her books. I like her stories. Her stories are very interesting. Yes, there's, I'm entertained with them, and like, you know, and there is a reason that they're hyped. I mean, just because you are one of the people that doesn't like it, that it doesn't think it's all that wow, doesn't mean that it's necessarily a bad book. You might not get it. No, mostly I haven't seen a lot of that. I will admit that, and mostly it's been people that are just like, I don't get it, but okay. And people do here on BookTube, people do videos where they're like books I probably won't read or books that I won't read, like, and yeah, those videos sometimes are like people. It's intended for people to get really passionate about it, saying why they don't like a book, which you're entitled to your opinion. And BookTube likes ranty videos. I mean, not all of us like to make them because I'm just like, I don't like to make. I mean, I don't have anything against making them. I've just never had felt. There's rarely times when I feel a reason to rant about a book. I mean, the closest I've come to a rant is when I read Red Rain by R.L. Stine. It was one of his first into the adult category, and I did not like it. And I probably would, if I had read the Sleeping Beauty series by Anne Roiliquid, or Anne Rice, then yeah, I probably would have ranted about that series. But I rarely do rant videos. I mean, I'll do videos. I mean, mostly in my wrap-ups or when I do reviews, I'll say that no book was just okay for me. But yeah, some people just don't hate when I get. I mean, I don't hate as much as other things that have happened to me, but I do not like when I have a cold because then I get a tickle in my throat and I'm all nasally and then I start sneezing and I'm all gross and stuff. So I apologize. Unfortunately, a cold happens. Even if you wash your hands all the time, of course, then you can still get colds and stuff like that. So it's inevitable that I'm gonna have at least a couple of colds a year. But anyway, what was I saying? So it's very interesting how people react to hype books, and it's like. It's just so interesting, and so, like, some people absolutely, it makes you curious why, how sometimes a book is really hype, but then all of a sudden, like, there is that one person who doesn't like it, and then all of a sudden there are more people who don't like it as much. Not necessarily that they hate it. I mean, maybe they do, but there are some people, but not everybody hates it. They're just like, it's okay. I don't get why you guys love it so much, but it's just okay. And I feel like you can never tell if a book is going to just be okay for you. If a book is going to be worth the hype or not. You can't tell until you actually read the book. So I feel like hyping books is not going to go away. Because these publishers and authors want to sell their books, and there's people that do actually genuinely love the book when they read it. No book is perfect, but there's some people who genuinely love the book, or, like me, sometimes can't see the negative until after you've really thought about it. But, yeah, it's hype is not going to go away. People are going to hype up books, and it's not that it's not genuine. It's not like they're just doing it because, it's my friend, or I got paid to promote this book by an author, or see, I always make this mistake, and I always forget to tell my friend that I'm making videos. But like I said, this was kind of a spur of the moment decision. So sorry about that ding sound. But anyway, so it's you can't really get mad if a book is hyped. It's not really fair because you're not gonna know if you're gonna love it because of the hype or not. And the only thing you can do is just, instead of paying for the book, if you end up you can just borrow it, like get from the library or something. And if you are if you are worried that you're not gonna love as much as everybody else, now of course, I personally have impulse control problems, so I don't always think about that. And, like, I don't go, I mean, of course, currently I'm just trying not to go, I'm not going to the library, because I'm trying to get through my personal books, because if I get books from the library, then I'm not gonna read my personal collection. But anyway, if you're uncertain and worried that you're not gonna love it as much as everybody does, get it from the library. And you could always get it, like, there are used bookstores with discount books. Now, a lot of times those bookstores don't always have the new releases, and that's where the library comes in handy. Or you, of course, granted, you could also be in a situation like I'm in, where I have a small library, so it's not going to have the biggest selection. And I'm also in a community where they read a lot of mysteries and thrillers and stuff like that. So, getting with coughing. So, I'm not necessarily going to have a lot of the, like Sarah J. Maas, for instance, is not going to necessarily be at the library, even at the bookstore. Although with what I'm donating to that bookstore, it might actually be there. Of course, the problem now is I'm at this point where I'm donating back to the books I bought from them sometimes. But anyway, hype is just, it's kind of weird, because it's like I said, you don't know if you're going to absolutely love a book or not, until you read it. So you won't necessarily know if you agree with the hype or not until you actually open the book and start reading it. So it's like, and it's hard to, okay, I know she messaged me. It's like, until I open the message, my devices will keep dinging and let me know, you have a message, don't forget to check it out. Sorry, that just really drives me crazy. That's why I keep ranting about it. And then it makes me cranky, and, I don't want to snap at my friend because it's not her fault. I've told her, but she doesn't know what I do, what my schedule is, so she doesn't know when I'm making videos or when I'm watching something and I don't want the distraction of that sound, so I can't really get mad. So it's just incredibly annoying. And I don't know if I can actually mute my iTouch, because that's the newest Apple device I got, and it's attached to my computer, so I don't know if I can mute that or not, but anyway, I'm getting off topic here. So, and again, I feel like you can't really get mad, because they might actually like the book. Themselves might genuinely love the book, even if you don't get it, even if you don't get why they love the book. But anyway, so basically, I feel like I'm going around in circles here with this, so I'm gonna stop here. But anyway, do you have any thoughts on hype? Would love to hear, so feel free to share in the comments below. Okay, I'm almost on my video. And if you happen to like this video, be sure to give a thumbs up and click subscribe if you have not already. I would really appreciate it. And you can click the bell icon below, notification icon below, if you want to see when I post new videos. Although I tried the schedule thing, but then I'm not very good at the follow through. So, and as always, I hope you are enjoying your reading, and I will talk to you later. Alright, bye!